Oh, yes, and welcome to Parenting Pathways. My name is Confidence, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you on understanding body safety communication with your child about sex. Oh, yes, you heard me right. Sex is important. It is a topic to share because most parents feel shy in sharing this conversation with their children. But trust me, you are the best teacher when it comes to sex conversation with your child. When it comes to sex conversation, you are the first teacher. It's important because in the school of sex, there is a law of first mention. Who first mention is the one telling the truth. So as parents, understand you are the first teacher when it comes to sex conversation with your child. Now, understand that the internet acts on statistics while parents act on hope. But unfortunately, hope is not a strategy when it comes to sex conversation with your child. You don't hope your child don't get molested. No, it's a conversation you do with your child. Sexual abuse involves engaging a child in a sexual act, like funding, rapes, or exposing any form of sexual activities to a child. One of the things about sexual abuse that most people don't know is this. When somebody tries to touch you, it's a sexual abuse. When somebody showed you a video of a sexual act, it's a sexual abuse. And when it's time, we begin to see that most of the time we were actually abused. Just that we did not, we did not pay attention to be able to understand or know that this is a sexual act. If you began to do research, you will discover that many of the children today were abused by touching or unknowingly touch of abuse. It's happening every day in our home. But if I should ask, I'm sure that most parents will said, no, it's not my child. But it's happening. Many a times we are living by assumption and things are taking us by surprise. But first, let's talk about body safety education. What is body safety education? Body safety education is an aspect of sex conversation, practice, knowledge, and attitude that empowers the child and the parent to protect themselves from abuse and inappropriate behaviors. Body safety is an essential aspect of sex education that helps children to understand and protect their bodies from various forms of harm, including those they might have inflicted on themselves. You start sex conversation with a child with the body because it is the body of the person that first gets involved in the sexual abuse. Body safety conversation is not about right and wrongs. It's about wisdom and foolishness. It's not about righteousness and sin. No, that's not what it is. When talking about body safety, we are talking about protecting ourselves, our body. That's why I'm saying body safety is not about righteousness and sin. That's not what it is. Having this conversation with your teenagers, if you are not careful, you will lose it. That's why I'm saying it's not about righteousness and sin. That's not what it is. Because children of this age, they deals with facts, while we parents deals with stories. If you don't have facts, you can't share this conversation with them. Tell now, for example, telling your child that people who draw tattoos or pierce their ears or their nose, we go to hell. That is a lie. It's not a fact. It's a lie. So in doing this conversation, you need knowledge and wisdom to deal with it. Because the truth remains, we are in the days of information and not the days of stories. Get that into your head. We are in the days of information. Information is common and is everywhere. So if you think you cannot do this conversation properly by using wisdom, trust me, they will get the information. Right or wrong, they will get it. Because when you tell your children stories, trust me, they go to confirm it with facts. And when they find out that you lied to them, trust me, they won't come to you again. They won't. So it is something that you should be very careful of. You don't want to lose your children by telling them lies. You don't. And when that happens, trust me, you will lose the privilege of being trusted. You will lose. So body safety starts the day you have your child. It is about taking responsibility to protect yourself, by yourself, for yourself. That's what it is. Because the fight of sexual abuse, you are not going to win. Without learning, you are not going to win. Not at all. You will lose your children to the world because the internet will give them the information they need or they want. Having sex conversation with your child is of your advantage as a parent and of the child advantage because your children are not looking for bearers of information. They are looking for wisdom. And the internet don't have the wisdom. That's why they come to you. So before they come, you make it available. So that when they get to that time, they already know. And they will be able to stand in times of pressure because they have the knowledge. So what is the impact of body safety? Number one, empowerment and awareness. The more your children get empowered about body safety education, the more they become aware. The more they become of, the more they become aware of what their body is and it is for. The next one is prevention of abuse. Body safety education helps you as a parent to help your child. The next one is early intervention and support because you are able to empower them and you create awareness of what their body is and is for. It supports them to stand among their peer pressure. It also improves their mental health. The next one is element of body safety education. Empowerment of bodily autonomy is very important. Teach your children that their body belongs to them and is private for them. Let them know that their body is the temple of the Holy Ghost. Because this gives them the sense their body should be worthy for God to dwell in. It is very important. Let your sex conversation be done from the valued point, using your family values. If you don't have family values, I made a video on how to create family values. You can check the link below. You watch the video and see how you can create your family values. Because a family that thrives must have a solid foundation to do so. And value is that thing that gives family direction on where to go. So if you don't have family value, please go and create your family value. So that as you are having this conversation, You are aligning your conversation towards your family values so that your children will see and understand it better. Do your sex conversation and make reference from your family values. That's why it is wrong for you to allow a stranger to have a sex conversation with your children. Because at which value are they using in having this conversation? At which value? From which family? So you can see that it is crucial for you, the parent, to start this conversation. Don't leave gap. Don't leave the gap of having this conversation. Because if you leave this gap, whoever giving the information you are not sure of, you are not sure of, and that is dangerous. Do your conversation from the point of value and wisdom. Let your children understand why they cannot do certain things because they are different. That everybody is doing it doesn't make it right. So have this conversation using your values and wisdom. Let them understand. Let them know they are beautiful and wonderfully made. Not for everybody, not for everything, but for themselves, for God. Let them know they have a special purpose, why they were created, why their body is for them. Let them know. Don't allow your children to go and get sex conversation outside your home. Because in the school of sex, there is a law of first mention. The one who first mentioned is to be trusted. The one who first mentioned is the one telling the truth. So if you allow your children to have this conversation before you will come in, trust me, they won't trust anything you are saying. They won't. They won't trust you because they have already known. And whatever they know, right or wrong, they know. The next one is educate your child on safe and unsafe touch. Let your children know unsafe and safe touch. It's not every touch that is safe. Somebody touch you and you don't feel comfortable with it. It's unsafe touch. It is unsafe touch. And it's a sexual abuse because it's your body and it's for you. Because unsafe touch is what the child defines. You have no right to say, and they just touch you like this, they didn't mean. No. What the child defines is unsafe touch. You touch the child don't feel safe. It's unsafe touch and it's a sexual abuse. So there's nothing wrong in your child being able to voice out so that the needful will be done immediately. It's important. Anything that makes you feel unsafe is unsafe touch. Somebody hugs you and you feel unsafe. It's unsafe touch. So teach your children not to keep quiet when he or she does not feel safe with any touch. The next one is encouragement of a healthy image. Promote a positive body image and self-esteem. Reassure them that how their body is how God wanted them to be created. That they are beautiful and wonderfully made. Because talking about body safety, you must talk about body acceptance. Let them be able to see that they are unique. Let them be able to see that they are wonderfully made. Let them know that this is their body. And the way they are created is how God wanted them to be created. So there's nothing wrong with it. Let them know whether you are a boy or a girl, fat or slim, tall or short, fair or black. Let them know that there is a reason behind everyone created. And they are beautiful and wonderfully made. Because most of the time you see our boys, children are feeling, they don't feel loved, they don't feel accepted, they feel that they are not good enough. That's why they are loving girls more than, and then they began to, start thinking otherwise. And then girls sometimes they feel that okay, because as a boy child now you have more right. So they now start thinking otherwise. And then we start thinking of doing transgender or something. Let your children know who they are. Appreciate them. Give them that education of who they are, why they were created, the purpose they were created for, the way they are. Let them know. Let them know. So you can see that body safety is very important because sex conversation, this is where it begins. Because these are the gap we leave as parents. As time goes on, our hands will now become too tight to handle some issues. So avoid comments like, you would have been taller, you would have been this, you have been that, you have been that. Appreciate them and let them know they are good like that. For them to accept it is important. The next one is evaluation of media and peer pressure. How do you deal with this? Is another conversation. There is no sex conversation without tech. So evaluate what your children are watching is important. Pay attention to what your children are watching because what they consume is what they believe. Anything informing you is forming you. What must go down? Man must watch. On media, there is a projection of not accepting yourself, and it's very loud. And yet, people are watching it. So, when is the right time to start evaluation of media and peer pressure? From the first day you have your child, create your family values and your media plan because media will fight your child. Peer pressure will fight them. So if you fail to create all these things to teach your children or your child, you will struggle because these are composely on your parenting journey. Create an environment that when peer pressure happens, it will be a positive peer pressure. Creating the environment that will be safe for your child or your children include one, the media, you yourself, and the neighbors. Because the media is part of the environment. Yourself, you are part of the environment. Your neighbors are part of the environment. Because children don't just get values from the things you said, they also get values from the things they see you do, the things they hear you say, the things that comes to your home, the things you relate with, the things you talk about. So you can see that if you are saying, oh, this is okay, or that doesn't matter, they're watching it. They're watching it. And whatever your child see you do is assumed that is the right thing. So whether right or wrong, that is what you will find them doing because they see you do as well. The things you say okay and the things you say, oh, it doesn't matter. All these are factors because the environment you create for your child or children to implement these values is very important. The kind of friends and the knowledge of education your children will have. All these will be based on the environment and values you created for them. So the question you should be asking yourself is, how is my home being created for such choices? That's the question. So how to start body safety conversation? Create a safe environment. Use everyday opportunities. Model it. Support is very important. Now, the skill of body safety education include one, communication skills. Let your children be able to know how to communicate. Teach your child how to communicate their feelings. Let them be able to voice out their opinions and not keep quiet. The next one is decision making skills. Let them learn how to make decisions. Teach them decision skills so that they will know. The next one is self advocacy. Let your children be able to advocate for themselves without anybody. Let them learn to advocate for themselves. The next one is teach emotional regulation is important and also seeking help. The next one is empower your children with the knowledge of their body is their body for themselves. Let them know my body is my body, my body is my. For a 2-year-old child, you can let them understand that their body is not a toy. Because the best gift you can give to your children is learning sex conversation with you. It's the best gift. Now, the 5 body safety rules are: one, how to say no and seek help. Now, let your children understand the power to say no is the power to protect themselves. And seeking help is a sign of strength and not weakness. And then the next one is unsafe and unsafe touch. Whatever the child defines as unsafe, let it be that. Please don't change it. Don't change it. It's important. Empower your children with the knowledge of their body is for themselves. My body is my body is for me and is for me. For your 2-year-old child, you can let them understand that their body is not a toy that should be toyed with. It's important. So the next one is a safe secret, because a safe secret is the one that gives joy, and then unsafe secret is the one that keeps one in fear, and that's the burden. So let them know it's important. So using the right words can make all the difference in guiding your child through life challenges. Now, as a parent, we have these books, Sex Educate Your Child Like a Pro. We have volume 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can get these books and read them and see how you can educate your child about sex conversation from different stages. We also have a sex conversation course. You can get the course. The link is below. And then see how you can run the course and help your child uh, do a proper sex conversation. So you find this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Oh yes. And hit the notification bell so that when next I upload my video, it will be notified. Thank you for staying tuned and God bless you.